Hello friends, my name is James Hopkins, and as always I'm joined by my good friends Brian Castiglione and Anthony Alessino, as well as my younger brother, Jack Hopkins. On this show we're all about parlays, overs, unders, spreads, and money lines. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Parlay-Vous.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Parlay-Vous podcast. No Brian today, but for the first time in months, and your boy means months, Anthony Alessino is in studio.
That's recording?
That's recording.
Holy fuck, this is incredible.
So since you're back, we're going to flip it usually the way we've been doing Tuesdays. We're going to take what usually goes in the end and move it to the front today. Primarily because we're starting about an hour and a half later than we usually aim to, and some of these games are about to tip off anyway.
They already have.
But I lead with one question, and we'll get into it, but I lead with one very important question for you, because we've spoken about it kind of.
Go ahead.
What do you make of the in-season tournament so far?
Confusion.
Right, that's what I said. Because when the players are fucking confused about it,
I mean,
you saw the interviews last week. They're asking the players how you feel.
If the players don't understand what's going on, I mean, David Little's like, we just got to get to Vegas, I think.
Yeah, I
He's
think.
Like, I think the finals are there. He's like, we just get there. That's probably a good thing. Like, just keep winning until someone says we won or go home. So, I say confusion. I don't necessarily think it's bad. I think it's weird that it's not consecutive days. It's freaking me the fuck out.
Yes.
Freaking me out.
That freaked me out. And then it felt like there was a week between games, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's just going to be every Friday night until we have a winner. But no, then I find out today, when I open the score app, that there's in-season tournament games on tonight. So now, I don't know, is it just, I don't know. Jack?
Sir, every in-season tournament games, I think every team in each group plays 4 games, and the best records of those groups moves forward to the finals, or the bracket.
Quarterfinals. No, yeah, I 100%.
No, but where's the rhyme or reason behind when?
Every player on the roster gets a $500,000 bonus.
No, you're not answering the question. The question is...
I feel like you didn't even try to... to listen to what I said.
What we're saying is
Is there a rhyme or reason?
The in-season and tournament started on a Friday night, like 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Then, or I think it was a Friday night.
Yes.
Then that next day, on Saturday or Sunday, 2 days later, the Knicks played and it wasn't part of the tournament. And then last Friday, there was a whole slate of tournament games. So then I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're just every Friday. But now tonight, here we are on a Tuesday, and it's a full slate of in-season tournament games. So the question is there any rhyme or reason to when these games take place? Or is it just based on... No, you can't... I was going to say, is it just based on group play? But it can't be, because if it was just based on group play, then how is it possible that every single fucking team on the schedule tonight is in a group? You know? So I don't quite understand. I think they configured the groups randomly and then tried to work around the regular season schedule as much as they could.
It's based on one team from each division is inside of the group, inside of their conference. You know what I'm saying?
No, again.
No, I don't.
What the rhyme or reason behind...
I'm not asking about the rhyme or reason for the groupings. When the games are played.
Fridays and Tuesdays.
It's only Fridays and Tuesdays?
Yes.
Okay, and this was given knowledge?
Yes.
News to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, it was announced before.
I can't even tell, because the confidence is like a dead 5. So it's not even like you're extremely confident, but you're also not confident.
So the in-season tournament, prior to the start of it, it was announced by Adam Silver and also multiple Instagram NBA accounts that it will take place on Fridays and Tuesdays, and I believe it's based on scheduling and how teams are traveling, based on their regular schedules. I think certain groups only play on Tuesdays based on where they are in the country, and the Fridays it's a guaranteed every Friday this month. And I believe the in-season tournament's played at the beginning of December. The final.
The confidence is definitely up to like an 8. Now I'm starting to believe you.
You're believing? I'm giving you factual information, dude. What the fuck do you mean you're believing? I'm making a statement.
Now, in terms of how it's set up, there's 3 groups in each conference. Right?
He's right. He's right.
About Fridays and Tuesdays, and it's like mid-December. Right?
Yeah.
The finals is like December 18th or something like that.
I don't know about that.
Whatever. It's 3 groups in each conference. I believe that's
Ticket prices are ridiculous for the tournament.
5 teams in a group. Each team has 5 groups. Each team's going to play each team once. The 6 best records out of each group make it to the quarterfinals. Now riddle me this: where do the 2 wild card spots get determined?
Based on seeding, like the finals, like the playoffs.
So based on playoff seeds.
Based on the seeding of playing the in-season tournament.
Again, not hearing the question. 6 teams.
6 teams.
6 teams are going to have the best record in their group.
Mm-hmm.
Those 6 teams automatically go to the quarterfinals.
Mm-hmm.
Quarter, derived from 4, means 4 games are played. 2 teams play a game. That's 8 teams. 2 other teams that do not win their group are going to get in this thing.
Yeah.
How are we determining those 2 wild card teams that make it into the final bracket?
Mr. Alessino is pulling up his phone right now, but if I were to give
Was I clear and concise about that the first time? Because if it's me, I'm not trying to point fingers at Jack here. We can all be better.
You were pretty clear. 8 teams will advance to the knockout rounds. The teams with the best standings in group play will advance with 1 wild card team from each conference. The wild card team will be the team from each conference with the best record in group plays that finished second in its group.
So of the teams in second place, the one with the best group play record gets the wild card spot from their conference. Okay, there we go.
And there's no buys or taking off days. It is 8 teams. You said correct?
Yeah. I don't understand though. Doesn't that skew the whole schedule then when you get to the 8?
No, because the tournament's built around the schedule. Well,
how? You don't know who's going to advance.
Right.
Well,
confusion. See, there's a lot of so I think it's the right idea with not great execution, and
we'll see.
I expect it to only get better. I'll tell you one thing: a lot of these players are taking it serious. There's some teams. I forgot which game I watched on Friday night. It was a really good team against a team we don't have high expectations for this year, and that lesser team fucking took it to them for 4 straight quarters and won the game.
Brooklyn?
And like we said, it wasn't Brooklyn. I think it was a Western Conference team. Like we said, like he was beginning to say, each player on the winning team gets $500,000. Now, $500,000 ain't shit to Joel Embiid, but to the fucking 13th guy on the bench, it's a season's paycheck.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
You know? So I think that money... A lot of people said if you could guarantee a playoff spot, that would make it better. But you're going to guarantee a playoff spot to the Charlotte Hornets that could go on to win 31 games throughout the course of the year? I don't buy that. I think one thing for sure, it started too early. We had 2 weeks of NBA play before it started.
I agree with that too.
10 days of play.
Why we're not even? We shouldn't even call it the in-season tournament. We should call it the
We should call it the preseason tournament.
What do they call those? In college when they open up and they're all in like Hawaii and like they're all what I'm talking about? Like they all do the tournaments in the beginning.
Yeah.
They're called something.
The Winter Classic.
They're based on names of what the tournament's based on.
Remember when they played on that aircraft carrier a couple of years ago?
No, the finals is on it, yeah.
They play on the aircraft carrier, and I'm like, yo, what are we doing here?
Bro, they fucking... I remember the court last year. It was pretty sick. It was a bunch of the pink flowers. I'm not sure what the native flower is, but...
The court is the coolest part of the in-season tournament.
The courts, I like the jerseys.
Yeah.
What I don't love about the jerseys is, like, I was watching a game on Friday... And the home team was rocking their in-season tournament jerseys, and the away team was rocking their regular white jerseys.
Should be illegal.
Just go with them. This is how we're going to differentiate it. Both teams do it. Both teams wear the special jersey, and that's the way it's going to be. It's not just the home team wears it. The away team wears the regular.
Well, for a team like Washington and a team like Brooklyn, who both wear black, let me look at the group play.
First of all, the Brooklyn jerseys are rainbow colored. And the Washington jerseys aren't their regular colors. All of these in-season jerseys are...
I'm thinking of the Grizzlies, I'm sorry.
The whole point...
There's a couple of these teams that have black city jerseys for this tournament.
No, I know that, but fucking Nike loves selling product. Nike loves moving product. It's one of the reasons we get all these new jerseys and weird jerseys and different jersey combinations all the time.
The pink ones.
Which, by the way, it's a whole separate podcast on we are regressing in jersey style and design and development. Because look at... the Cleveland jerseys.
They suck.
They look like shooting shirts. The Cleveland Cavalier new jerseys. Let me finish my point. The Cleveland Cavalier current jerseys that are brand new with Nike as of a few years ago, if not this season, look like shooting shirts. What was wrong with what they were wearing when LeBron was there? Those jerseys were at least a little exciting. Yeah, those jerseys were at least a little exciting.
Well, they also
have so many teams now that have Atlanta Hawks jerseys look like shooting shirts, dude.
I think Nike wanted to go for a cleaner aesthetic look with them, like because they're removing the Adidas watermark from jerseys, and now there's sponsorships on the jerseys, which is another thing. I don't think that has to do with Nike, but it's something new they're trying. I think that's a league thing more so than it is a like a creative.
I think it's a Nike thing.
You think it's a Nike
thing? If it was a league thing, everyone would do it. Every team doesn't have jerseys like that. You're never gonna go to the classics like the Celtics or the Knicks or the Lakers and go fuck that jersey up.
Yeah.
They don't go and fuck. They don't go and fuck the classics up.
You hope not.
But they go to these other teams that have less iconic jerseys, and they go and just make it bland and fucking boring, and it looks like butter on toast, you know?
Yeah. The regression in jerseys kind of started when Nike came in because the Cleveland Cavalier jerseys always looked like shit ever since Nike started making them. You think about it, the Washington jerseys look like dog shit. And Cleveland, I
personally think the Wizards have the worst jersey in sports throughout their entire fucking.
Just bring back the Bullets jerseys.
Throughout their entire inception, I think they've had the worst jerseys since they brought
the
back
advertising on all the pro sport jerseys and everything is just everything's changed. As if they don't make enough money as it is. I gotta walk around buying a jersey that I enjoy.
And then our man Dolan became the first guy to sponsor himself.
Yeah.
They have the Sphere sponsor.
That's fine. I'm okay with it.
I don't have a problem with the little patch in the corner that the NBA is doing. I don't have a problem with that.
Baseball's egregious.
If it ever turns into what soccer does throughout the world, where the team
whole jersey,
where the team logo should be, it says "Fly Emirates."
Yeah.
Or the WNBA, where it's the whole face of the fucking jersey. Then I'm gonna be like, all right, well, I'm not spending $300 a seat to get into the Garden. If instead of the Knicks logo on the front of the shirt, it's fucking Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
Welcome to the New York Wells Fargo game.
Well, it would be Chase, but I understand.
Well, yeah. Overall, I think it's right idea, wrong execution. Hopefully Adam Silver's given us no reason to show that this won't be built upon or done away with.
I think the Knicks need to get a jersey like the color of your sweatshirt. I think we want to wear a jersey. No, we need another, like a Nike.
It was the Christmas Day one.
It was the Christmas Day jersey, yeah.
You probably don't remember. You're probably a baby.
Are you talking about before Nike?
Yeah.
No, I have that jersey. I'm saying that Nike needs to make an orange colored jersey for the Knicks. Not this fucking blue and navy blue shit. I mean, obviously respect, you know.
Well, they had Kith design the fucking the in-season tournament jerseys, which is a famous high-level designer based out of New York City.
Yeah, no, I have one of those jerseys.
Yeah, 100%. They had Kith fucking.
What about these?
Because
these fucked for a little bit.
The green, the St. Patrick's Day ones. Yeah, dude. Those jerseys.
Nate Robinson. Fuck. That's the Nate Robinson.
Yeah, it is.
As far as I'm concerned,
dude, I was thinking the same thing. As far as I'm concerned, it's Nate the Great, dude. That's it. If it ain't him, I don't know what's going on.
If you own a green New York Knicks St. Patty's Day jersey and it's not Nate the Great, dude, throw it out.
What if it's Melo, though?
I don't want to. No.
Well, Melo's
I don't know if they even wear it
during St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't know if they ever.
That was the Christmas one where he hit the fucking.
Yeah.
No, and then the Easter Sunday one.
Yeah, they were wearing the regular whites.
Yeah, when he hit the Easter Sunday.
Hit that big shot. They were wearing the regular whites then.
Damn, dude, repping fucking Melo, dude.
I do like the Knicks jerseys in the. It's got like that little bit of black on it, which kind of like gives you the stock '90s jams that they wore back, with the little bit of black on it.
Yeah.
Don't love the pinstripes, but the biggest fucking problem for me on the whole thing is the shadow lettering.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The shadow lettering is what bothers me. So Kith, figure that shit out. But what we're talking about here is the in-season tournament. like I said, right idea, poor execution. Hopefully it gets better. It gives me more of a reason. On a regular Tuesday night, I probably wouldn't be plugging into an Oklahoma City Thunder, San Antonio Spurs game, but tonight I'll probably throw it on and at least have it on as background noise. I understand they're trying to compete with college football in the NFL and trying to take back a little bit of October, November, and December. The fact of the matter is, in America, football is king, and while football is at its peak, you're probably not taking back that time. Can you fill in other days during the week when football is not being played? You sure can, and I commend them for doing it. To me, basketball should be focusing on what do we do between fucking February and late April. You know,
No,
that's
it's early April.
Well, that's when they have.
That's when-
Late April playoffs.
But the thing is, that's when they have the market, no matter what.
right. So in-season
hockey-
tournament,
But it doesn't matter.
Hockey
the
kinda
in-season tournament
dominates
should
that
take
market.
place
Yeah,
right before
but
the All-Star
I disagree
break.
though, because I understand what you're saying, but you're trying to get the views where you normally wouldn't get them, not where you know you're guaranteed to get them. You're like,
Right, but
you know,
you know you're guaranteed to get general NBA views after football finishes in February, but you know you're going to get Lakers views, you're going to get Clippers views, you're going to get Knicks, Celtics, you're going to get the high market teams and the good teams, you're going to get Nuggets games. How can you get me as a New Yorker to plug into a Charlotte Hornets Indiana Pacers game in late mid February when both teams are combined for 37 wins? That's what I'm, big picture. Obviously, everyone's going to tune into the big 6 teams in the NBA.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's the one thing that Adam Silver's missing, and that's the one thing that every sport's missing besides football. All of these TV networks are not on the same field, like the NFL is, and that's the one thing you can't knock the NFL. And the NFL still has
the Bally contract is an absolute albatross in both basketball and MLB.
Right, and
the Bally sports shit is a disgrace.
I'm pretty sure football right now is the only sport where any star could go anywhere. You see stars in the offseason sign with, like, DeAndre Hopkins is a legit star. Star potential, goes to Tennessee. I know he's older, I know this, I know that, but, like, you just don't have that in baseball. You don't get that. And when you hit free agency, when a top guy hits free agency, he's going to one of the top 8 big markets. That's what he wants to do.
But that baseball is a 2-word solution.
Salary cap.
Salary cap.
Yeah, but it doesn't work in.
But
it doesn't work in basketball.
Traditionalist. Yeah, well, that's a soft salary cap, though.
Yeah,
But they're fixing that. The luxury tax thing?
they're not really creating new stars in basketball. Like, they are, but, like,
Not American ones, anyway.
well, they are, but, like, the only thing that saves the NBA to combat what I was saying was the 5th year and the Supermax, forcing young stars to stay and not want to give up all the money. You know what I mean? The amount of money that Luka would give up by not signing a Supermax extension with the Mavs and going to another team, Celtics.
Luka's a bad example because I don't really think he cares.
Yeah, but he does because
He's had it, Nate.
It's probably 80 million.
15.
Who?
The difference between a Supermax for Luka, or if he
Versus
left
regular
and got
max.
a 4-year instead of a 5-year, it's probably $80 million difference.
Plus, if he leaves Texas and goes elsewhere,
Anywhere where there's
you're
tax.
talking about another 20 to 45%. Like
In
if
income
Luka
tax.
was to leave the Mavericks to go to the Knicks, he's not only losing.
It would be a dick kick.
It's going to be like $100 million he winds
Yeah,
up
but I don't
losing out
think
on.
he's the bad example because he's not. Halliburton would be the example.
I can name someone
Luka-
from every team.
Luka does not give a fuck about the money. He wants to win. It is very clear.
I don't know if you're right about that.
Okay.
If Luka wanted
Look
to
at
win,
any-
if Luka wanted to win so badly, he wouldn't show up every October, 15 pounds overweight, and play his way into shape. And now here we are, a third of the way through the season, and the Mavericks are the 10 spot.
Not a third.
No, I'm not saying right now.
I'm
I'm saying just theoretically.
Yeah.
Last year, third of the way through the season, the Mavericks
Yeah,
are on the
that's
outside looking in. Now we got to go make a panic move.
Oh,
We got to
yeah,
go
fine.
get somebody because we're worried if we don't have success, Luka's going to want to leave us, and without Luka, we're nothing. So what do? We go get the guy no one else wants in Kyrie Irving, and now we hope that works. And if that doesn't work out, what's going to happen? And they had to re-sign Kyrie Irving because they showed their fucking hands when they traded for him. They showed their hand then.
What are you looking at me for? You're thinking how...
He seemed like he's talking to you, so I'm waiting for your rebuttal.
I'm not saying Luka doesn't care about winning, but I'm just in general, I'm going to show up and play my way into shape shit doesn't work for me.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen when you're third. We're talking about the present now.
Nobody actually said, like, Luka actually doesn't. Well, we'll find out, won't we?
He has said in multiple interviews that he would rather win than get paid.
All right. I mean,
I've seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah,
obviously he wants to get paid.
Yeah, but you have to understand there's more to it than just him. You got a guy that you pay in your agent and your manager who's going to be like, no, dude, we signed a $100 million contract here. In 1 year, we request a trade. Like, what are we talking about?
This is what I wanted to get to, so I'm glad you got us back on track. We've seen what needs to happen is the NBA owners need to get together and make an agreement off the books handshake deal that we're going to put our foot down and we're not going to let these players fucking hold us victim anymore. We're not going to give them the gun and then let them point it at us. It happened with the Rudy Gobert trade. After the Rudy Gobert trade, we all decided collectively as a league, this shit isn't happening anymore. And then what we just saw...
How did Rudy Gobert hold anyone captive?
Rudy Gobert didn't hold anyone captive.
He got traded for 800
He got traded for
picks.
9 first-round picks. And that was the end of players getting dealt for 1 million first-round picks. Find a player since Rudy Gobert that got traded for more than 3 and 2 swaps. At most.
Rudy Gobert trade to the Timberwolves is quite literally the worst trade of all time.
Right, and this is why the NBA decided, the owners all decided. It was all very clear if you just read between the lines. It just happened very recently with one Damian Lillard.
It's all fine and good.
Damian Lillard tried to point the gun at the fucking Portland Trailblazers and say, you're going to send me to Miami or I'm just not going to play. And they said, oh, really, pal? You're a Milwaukee Buck now.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, it worked out.
It's all
but
fine.
They didn't make that trade to send Damian Lillard where he wanted to go.
I understand.
They made that trade to get them to make their team better.
It's all fine and well, and the handshake agreements are all fine and dandy, right?
Right.
Until you're the owner. Until you're sitting in an owner's meeting and you're like, yeah, we all agree, and then your superstar's like, I'm out. And then you're like, wait a minute, I'm just supposed to let him sit out and get nothing for it? Then it's all well and dandy till it's you. And then you're like, fuck. Well, I got to deal him. What happens if he actually sits out all year? What happens if he actually just retires? Bro, if a Kawhi Leonard does it right now,
you're off the hook.
Yeah. Not really though. You still lost the superstar and got nothing
back.
You
lost the superstar, but you're not paying him $50.
But you got nothing back for him.
I understand.
So if Kawhi Leonard at 31, 32 with bad knees, right, says I want out, and they say no, and he's like, I'm just gonna retire. The Clippers franchise is set back 5 years right now. Done.
Right. And that is your right. That is 100% your right
as an athlete.
Yeah, but you can't retire to get out of it. So kind of similar to how you can't die to get out of student loans, or how you can't file for bankruptcy.
A little different, but go ahead.
To get out of student loans. You can't retire to get out of playing somewhere. If you were to retire tomorrow and decide
in 5 years,
July of 2025, I want to come out of
back
retirement.
On the Clippers.
You still owe the Clippers 4 years.
No, I get that. I get that.
It's like the Ricky Williams joint.
Yeah, but somebody, like you said, with the Rudy Gobert trade, they said, we're not going to do this anymore. So there's a superstar that says, fuck it, I'll be the one to retire. And now all of a sudden the next superstar that does it, they're like, we got to trade this guy. We got to get something for him. We can't let him retire like Kawhi did and get nothing. Like, so it could easily just as well reverse itself. If it's a game of chicken. It's what it is.
Let's pull from the NFL.
It's $100 million chicken.
What's more important in the NFL, the players or the shield?
In the NFL, the shield.
All right.
I'm not so sure about basketball.
I'm not so sure, especially since Silver came in. It's more of this player-friendly movement, the player empowerment era that we speak about, that we're in so much. But there's guys. There's only 380 players, right, in the NBA.
Right.
The G League is filled with guys. There's guys overseas. There's kids in college. Someone will eventually step up. We might not get 32 and 12 out of him, but someone will eventually rise. Out of the fucking ashes, a phoenix will rise, dude. So if you want to, if you're willing to stick to your guns on that mentality, like there are very few players in the NBA that I would say you can't replace that production.
Eventually.
Jokic, Giannis, still LeBron,
Curry.
I mean,
it's getting to the end.
No.
Of that.
Curry's
No, it's
intangibles.
getting to the end of that
You
road.
could you could moneyball his production though. His intangibles, his shot off the dribble, his creativity.
He's shooting
you can't
over
replicate
50%
it.
from three this year.
He's going to be the first player over 35 to win an MVP.
Right. So you really can't replace an MVP.
It'll settle down over there. Fucking take it from like 8 to like 3. Take it 5 down with that. First player to win an MVP at 35. There's 4 other guys I can name MVP candidates right now. Tyrese Halliburton is higher in MVP rating right now than fucking Steph Curry is.
Tyrese Halliburton is not 35 years old.
Okay, well, Steph Curry is 13th in MVP voting in the early season. So
Like
you
it
fucking
or-
tell me where that stat's coming from. What do you mean? I'm not understanding what you're saying. See, he's going to be 35-year-old. When?
If Steph Curry continues to shoot 50, 40, 90 and make 5.9 threes per game, and the Warriors are a top 4 seed in the Western Conference at the end of the year, he will be on the final MVP ballot. I'll fucking bet you right now.
We're doing a lot of handshake bets right now, and I'm going to be an owner, and I'm just going to shake my own hand.
All right, good. Steph Curry is playing lights out basketball right now. But my point stands. There are not that many players in today's game that you could not replicate and replace their production with.
The latest MVP odds is Luka, Tatum, Embiid, Curry.
Oh, Curry's fourth.
Where's Halliburton
Curry's
on
got
there?
the fourth
6?
best MVP odds.
Where's Halliburton on there?
Giannis is next.
6, 7.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure it out. Just give me a fucking.
We got to open a second page to get to the page Halliburton's on.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna go down the list. Ready? And then we're gonna talk football. Ready?
I still have a.
I don't think you're gonna like where I'm at.
What was he, fucking 17?
Jokic, Doncic, Tatum, Embiid, Giannis. This is FanDuel. Giannis, Curry, Alexander, Edwards, Booker, Durant, Mitchell, Davis, Lillard, Fox, James, Zion Williamson, Kawhi Leonard, Trae Young, Sabonis, Brunson, Paul George, Tyrese Halliburton.
Number?
20? No,
Fucking
I'll count.
27.
If you're
No, I'm good. I'm folding my points. Let's move to football.
All right, let's move to football.
Stop it with that. That's a fucking $88 microphone.
We'll have one on Saturday.
That's the craziest
What?
shit I've ever heard. That's the craziest.
If it's broken, you'll have one on
That's
Saturday.
the craziest shit I've ever heard.
How about just stop swinging it around like it's a loaf
He
of
says
bread?
it like it's. That's an $88 microphone, dude. Like,
It's real employee of the month energy I was bringing right now.
oh god. All right.
So I fucking. What, you had more points on basketball? Go ahead. Let's
No,
hear
I'm
it.
folding my points.
No folding, dude. This
No
is not-
folding. No
there's
folding.
this is no
Now I'm
folding
being
table.
held against my will.
No. We don't say those words here. No.
No. I'm saying
Held
those
against
words
my
here.
will. The fuck out of here.
Let's hear it.
Fucking.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, it's not okay. But I'll keep going. Thank
Why is
you.
it not okay?
He
Why is
doesn't-
it not okay?
Because he got, so he doesn't want to keep
That
going.
has nothing to do with getting got. I'm trying to fucking say shit 4 fucking times. You guys are, oh, well, the players of the NBA. Nobody gives a fuck.
About
We're
what?
talking about basketball and betting. We're not talking about the state of how fucking owners move shit around.
So
It's
let's
betting.
Hear, so let's hear what you got to say, betting guru.
There's nothing. The whole
Let's go.
fucking
Let's
point
hear
of the
your
NBA
point.
season tournament is it's an experiment. The whole point of the experiment is to see how it's going to perform. Obviously, the incentives are going to fucking change and are going to be contract based in the future, based on a percentage margin of what you're going to get. It's not always going to be $500,000. He's going to be fucking fuck all to somebody who gets paid. That's the whole fucking point. This is an experiment. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on because nobody's supposed to know what the fuck is going on. And also betting a fucking 5-leg. Tell us about your 5-leg NBA parlay.
I sure will.
And
I can remember
okay,
it.
please do.
It's the Sixers -6, the Thunder -10.5.
Against the Spurs?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Lakers -6.5.
Lakers minus 6 against who?
The fucking
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
The Grizzlies? Okay.
The Dallas Mavericks, the Davricks.
The Davricks to cover?
-4 over the Pelicans.
Over the Pelicans? Okay.
And I'm not sure if I can remember the fifth leg.
And what were the total odds?
Denver.
Denver? Okay, what were the total odds?
It was like plus 1,800.
Plus 1,800 on a 5-leg parlay.
Yeah.
Okay. In your heart of hearts, how do you believe this parlay is going to hit, or did you make this bet because you said it was in season tournament time and it's Tuesday?
I believe it's probably going to go 4 or 5.
You believe it's going to go 4 or 5? Okay.
And I bet you.
Is there another
one
pick
of the
that
early
you would,
games is probably the ones that loses.
Is there another bet that you would look at that you would say, maybe I should replace that with this? And do you know that team and do you know that bet that you're looking at?
No, I picked the games that I felt.
You picked the games that you felt most confident in instead of making a 4-leg parlay instead of a 5.
I'm sorry, what?
You picked the games you were most confident in, and you just told me that you think it's going to go 4 out of 5. Sir, Mr. Statue over there, you seem a little uninterested.
So if I put a 4-leg parlay in, I would have told you I bet it goes 3 out of 4. What's your point?
Really?
Yeah.
You see,
How did you go from
fucking
5 days ago being the king of the big dick swing to now you're gonna fucking
because I
berate
think
me
because
about
I
making a
think the
fucking
big dick
parlay,
swing
dude.
is going to hit every time. I don't say it's gonna go 4 or fucking 5. I don't say it's gonna go 5 or fucking 6. I'm like, this team is going to win, and I think this is how it's going to be done. You think all these other teams are going to cover these many spreads? The Thunder are going to cover 10 against a team. The Thunder, who barely know their dick from their ass, are going to fucking cover against the Spurs.
You got to calm down.
Wait a minute. In the beginning of the show, didn't you say the Spurs was a bad bet?
Yes! I think there was no winning in placing that bet. I think that was a horrible game to bet on. But you said A-okay.
So you think they're just going to tie and everyone's just going to go
No,
home
I
after a
think
few
I
overtimes?
think you're not
They're
going to
gonna
cover.
create a half
You're not
point
going to win
shot.
your money line. And what I would have rather bet on is some stupid fucking player prop that I didn't even look at.
I'd rather bet on a guy that fucking averages 0.7 blocks per game.
Okay.
3 tonight.
All right, hold on. I'm so glad I came back.
Yeah,
Instead
you
of
are.
online.
I
Welcome.
told you the energy was different in the room. when you got
I
here.
think we should just take a break and come back and talk football.
Oh, we're not doing breaks, but we can fucking transition.
I think we should
into
just
football.
take the break. I think we all just need a
Commercials
break.
to put in.
All right,
Let's move to football.
let's move to football.
All right, let's.
I'm gonna try to rank, guys. I'm gonna try to get the show back on track here. There's
Let's
a fucking unbelievable amount of testosterone in the room, and I'll tell you what, I have
You
zero.
need to start jerking off when you get home.
I have no test. The guy in the middle has no testosterone at all.
Well, you
He's
just got back from
basically
your honeymoon.
working on estrogen right now, and the amount of testosterone around me is just
You need
ridiculous.
to go home and say, "Hey, Mrs. Alessino, let's fucking hang this tree naked.
Let's listen to some jingle bells. Here we go.
Let's just. You want to go right in the guessing?
Well,
ones?
I don't want to talk about the Giants.
Well, this is what I was gonna say. Giants.
So you can talk about the Jets.
Do you want
Giants,
to talk about
they
the Jets?
suck.
No, I'm 2 weeks away from talking about the Giants when we start talking about who they're going to take with the number 1 or number 2 overall pick.
Okay.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Fair
Like
enough,
because
fair enough.
this is what we're playing for now. This is all I'll say. This is what we're playing for now. We continuously put this kid out there at quarterback. So we're obviously playing for a top pick.
Can we just fill some Giants time? Obviously, we watched the game.
Yeah,
Tommy DeVito's fucking family not awesome.
yeah, they're awesome.
Are they not great?
Yeah, they're great. Too bad Tommy DeVito isn't great.
It's like they're actors, dude.
Yeah,
It's like they hired actors to be a stereotypical Jersey family.
Yeah,
You see his dad questioning the play calling?
yeah. I mean, we all did.
His
We're all saying what he was
his
saying.
dad
The
questioning
fuck is
the
that
fucking
on 4th and 3? Good thing it didn't matter because the fucking Cowboys on a 42.
And then his mom's probably like,
48
the Giants aren't good
48.
enough for my son.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I just have a problem with a guy who admits he's still a child. A couple days before playing
Whoa.
Parsons.
It
in
was
the
cool
defense.
when Burrow said it.
It was never cool. I want to be clear.
Burrow was still living
The
alone
difference
when he got
between
drafted.
DeVito and Burrow is winning national titles, right? Like that's the difference.
Hey, DeVito was a Division II player, wasn't he? Where did he go to college?
Great. I don't know. I don't even know. Doesn't matter. He
Can't
should.
tell you.
I'm sorry. He's not a top 40 quarterback in the NFL. He's not a top 50 quarterback in the NFL. Probably.
We finally found the starting quarterback in the NFL. Zach Wilson's better than.
Probably not a top 60 quarterback.
No, I don't think he's a top 65.
Right. See, I don't wanna
See
do
when
this.
Carson Wentz plays.
RG3 or DeVito? Right now.
RG3
Right now.
in the suit.
Right now.
Yeah, I
Already
like him
great.
more in those Heisman commercials.
That's
than looking at some
it.
greasy
Take the guy.
Italian.
Take the guy off of the commentary table. Ryan Fitzpatrick right now,
Mark Sanchez right now.
or DeVito.
Tony Romo right now.
No, stop that.
Well, I'd take Romo.
Right now?
I take Romo.
You think
today.
Romo could sling it still?
Dude, you don't think his IQ of football is higher than DeVito's?
Gotta be.
I mean, stop. You know,
What
so
about Mark Sanchez out of the booth?
probably
Probably, right?
I mean,
it's saddening to talk about.
it's a little bit of a play call issue, but it's also a little bit of like we know what we got issue.
So, like, when Tyrod comes back, are you putting Tyrod back out there? Or you just let Tommy DeVito have his fucking moment in the sun?
The meeting should be exclusively, you're going to die with us. You're going to go down with the ship. We're going to give you your money. You're going to say that you were in the NFL for 8 games, 10 games, and that's going to be the end of it.
All right, ready? I'm going to be Brian Dable, and you're going to be Tommy DeVito. Okay? Ready?
Love it, a little improv.
1, 2, 3.
Action.
This is it, kid.
What do you mean, Coach?
Go out there and sling some dick, or get the fuck off the field, and we're benching you, and the guy with the collapsed lung is coming back in.
Yeah, here's the thing, Coach. You got to call a pass play.
I fucking call pass plays for you, and you can't fucking find the receiver if you had a magnifying glass.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I got to throw the ball 8 times. I know I threw 2 picks, but we were already down 28.
You threw 2 picks. You threw 2. You were 2 for 8 for the other team. You had a higher completion rating to the other team
He might have.
had to our receivers.
Let me see what.
Hey, Coach, Evan Neal over here.
You're irrelevant. Get
I
the
was
fuck
just
out of
wondering
here.
if I could get moved to the bench this week. I'm tired of playing.
Sure, dude. We're gonna trade you for a 5th round pick.
No one would trade a 5th round pick for Evan Neal. Stop.
DeVito is 14 of
Cash
27.
considerations.
14 of 27 for 86 yards. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Okay, so we figured it out.
No, not really. I went 86 yards.
In a blowout game against the Cowboys, that's
86
figuring
yards and you
out
lost
something.
by 32? That's not really figuring it out.
He figured out that he can somehow throw the ball. I don't
No.
know what he needs to do. I don't know if he needs to act like he needs to put
they-
on 2 chains.
They did score more touchdowns than the New York Jets.
Yeah.
He averaged 6 yards a throw.
A throw or a completion?
A completion, sorry.
What do you average per throw? Fucking 2 yards per throw.
It's gotta be. Hold on.
Last 1.8. What'd you say, 14 for 27?
Yeah, I'm with the wrong week. Hold on.
Yeah, it's like probably roughly 1.9, something like that.
That's like
I
1.98
don't know.
or 1.96. Just do 14
86
divided by 27.
27.
But you can't, though, because that's not. You're talking about completed, or you're talking about average throws downfield. You can't do that because they were incomplete. You know what I mean?
I'm talking about per pass attempt.
Just yards, okay.
Yards per pass attempt, which you absolutely can do.
3.
It's 3.
3.1.
It's higher than I thought. Good for him.
But what I'm saying is the incompleted passes, he might have thrown 15 yards, but they were incompleted. So that's
Right, yeah.
But that's
I'm talking
yards per
about- that
target.
doesn't
That's a
count,
whole
though.
different
Yeah,
stat.
no, I know. I wish that's the stat I was trying to find.
Oh,
But
like
then-
air yards per,
Yeah,
per target?
Yeah. That's what I wanted to. Anywho,
You got a little something on the Jets or not really?
Yeah, I mean, New York Jets first basically cut copy.
you know what? I think I'll just ask the questions here. Is it over?
All right, Capitan.
Is it over? Are the playoffs over?
I was over 4 snaps into the year. I said that.
Is the Jets season over as it stands?
Yes.
Because Pat McAfee said, Aaron Rodgers said on Pat McAfee's show today, next week he will be full-time in the facility, hoping to make a mid-December return to the starting lineup.
It's amazing. He's not going to come back if they're 4-8 when he's ready to come back.
So you're saying that he doesn't come back, it's over?
I'm
I
saying the
think he plays
season was
one
over
game this
4
season.
snaps in. And find me a team where their starting quarterback goes down 4 snaps in with a season-ending injury, where the season isn't over. Okay? But, speaking on last week's Sunday night's game against the Raiders, largely cut, copy, paste everything I said last Tuesday, and insert it today.
I mean, they kicked Max Mitchell over to right tackle, and he didn't look bad.
Max Mitchell held up Max Crosby very well. Max Crosby.
Max Crosby's gonna
Max
Crosby.
Crosby, I don't think was given a single pressure the entire game.
No, he had one QB
One
pressure,
pressure?
and he had a QB hit in there as well.
Hey,
He hit
Zach
Zach
played
Zach
good.
fumbled.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
He's
but I keep getting cut
also
off. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Are you going to say what I'm going to say? Or are you going to bring up
I
a
don't know.
statistic?
I don't know. I can't read.
Zach Wilson is last in the league in fourth quarter production, as well as first in turnovers in the fourth quarter.
He's also number 1 in the league in fourth quarter comebacks.
Oh, well,
that's very different.
When you're number one at something, and then the worst in the 2 other stats, I don't know, dude.
And then going into this week, he had the current longest active streak in the NFL of consecutive pass attempts without an interception until he threw the backbreaking one to Rob Spillane, which is like a pretty brutal Zach Wilson interception, as most of them are in terms of
Robert
the throw.
Spillane looks like he's a bulldog.
But let's do it here. Zach Wilson played pretty well. He probably played well enough for them to win the game. Once again, this team had 8 penalties for 80-some-odd yards. 7 of them on offense, 1 of them on defense. This is now 5 straight games with at least 8 penalties. They're not disciplined well. C.J. Uzomah took not 1, 2 touchdowns off of the board with penalties in the red zone. They had the holding on the fucking goal line. That moved to 2nd and 1, ultimately turned into a 3rd and goal from like the fucking 17. The offensive line is largely not great. They can't run the ball because the offensive line can't fucking move anybody out of the way. The play calling is
you also can't run on
somehow
every drive.
Less imaginative than it was with Michael Floor and Adam Gase. This is worse than the Adam Gase offense was.
Hold on, if I may interject 1 second.
Let's go ahead.
The play calling, the design of plays, I think is different. I think the game script is no creative than it was. I think that's the proper thing we're supposed to say, because the plays don't look bad. I think it's game script and how the plays are called. They ran on every second down.
How is that different than play calling? You're just changing the word you're saying.
The game script, I feel like, isn't the game script supposed to mean what you're doing based on where you're at in the game? Because at every second down, I saw a run play to Breece Hall on the inside, and every time he got almost tackled for a loss or tackled for no gain. And the only time Breece Hall gained yards was when they moved him to the outside.
Yes, you're right. You're saying the same thing, just with different words than I'm using. The play calling, the game script, however you want to say it. The play calling is not good. Nathaniel Hackett has been a terrible play caller all year. Guys are still dropping balls. Nobody besides Garrett Wilson is open. And then, look, say what you want. They only gave up 1 touchdown, yada, yada, yada. The defense did not play great in the second half. They didn't. They didn't play amazing. For a team that couldn't move the fucking ball for the entire season, all of a sudden they get a little fucking easy one against the Giants, and now all of a sudden they're the greatest fucking show on turf. They were not playing fantastic in the second half of that game.
The way the defense looks.
And I don't want to hear the excuse that, they're tired. No matter what, if your team's winning or losing or not scoring touchdowns, kicking field goals, no matter what, the game is still 60 minutes long. So whether you're up by 21 or fucking down by 3, the defense still needs to play. They can't get tired and then use the excuse that the offense isn't helping them. The Cleveland Browns, weren't they up by fucking 17 points at one point on Sunday? And what happened?
The Ravens were up 7.
I'm sorry, the Ravens were up 17.
All right. I didn't know you were. Yeah. They got tired and they made mistakes.
Lamar made a few mistakes. The defense, they needed the defense to bail them out. And that's an offense that's been scoring points at an alarming rate. They've been kicking the shit out of everybody, scoring points. That game was in the bag. Now all of a sudden the offense makes a few mistakes and the defense starts to get tired and they wind up losing that football game, a game that they absolutely should have won. What's their excuse? Was the offense was up 3 fucking possessions and the defense still ultimately collapsed. So I don't want to hear this shit blaming the offense for the defense, and they can only play great for so long. If you can only play great for 30 minutes of football, you're not a great defense.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong.
What I'm saying is that the defense looks deflated after not seeing the offense perform, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that they get tired. I'm saying that the consistency of only kicking field goals and getting into the red zone and then committing penalties therefore impacts the morale of the team in that moment, therefore leading the defense to be less attentive to that and be more attentive to other things that they don't need to be. I think that's the issue. I don't think it's a.
When you have 5 straight games with 8 penalties accepted against you, this is a discipline issue, this is a coaching issue. And the fact that it seems to be the same guys every week. CJ Uzama is committing penalties left and right. Alan Lazard has more penalties than catches over the last 3 games. All of this stuff happens, and I'm not saying Salah has to come out and publicly blast these guys, but something needs to be done about it. Michael Carter gets an illegal chop block penalty on another big play. Every big play the Jets had on Sunday night got taken. Oh, there's laundry on the field. Let it get taken back. Michael Carter has that illegal chop block call. Did you see it?
No, I was asleep.
I didn't believe. So what happened was they did a little twist, right? The rule is you cannot chop block no matter where you are if another player is engaged with the defender. They did a twist. Mekhi Becton had one hand on his shoulder like this and was opening up to get the outside pressure. Mike Carter came in right above the knee, legal chop block. The only thing that made it illegal was that he was engaged with Mekhi Becton by this much.
Yeah.
They throw the flag, right? Mike Carter comes off the field,
Bench for the rest
never
of the
to be seen from again. Didn't play the rest of the game, cut today. First mistake he's made all year. We bench him, we cut him. Now I understand the cutting the cutting of Michael Carter is simply it's time to get Izzy Abanaconda on the field, see if he can give us a pop, see what we got in him long term. My opinion's cut fucking Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Cut Dalvin Cook if you're going to
That dude
cut
is-
Michael
that
Carter
dude
is the
is-
best pass blocker on the team.
What?
He was the best pass blocker in the.
Cook?
No,
Michael Carter.
Michael
Yeah,
Carter was the best
100%.
running back who could pass. block on
Dalvin
the
Cook's
team.
wheels, dude, are blown out.
And he had a little pop, a little spring in his step on Sunday night. But overall, and look,
I'm
I
gonna call
understand.
Dalvin Cook a 2005 Lexus ES330 because his
I-
exhaust system fucking shot, dude. Over.
I understand.
Headers back.
I understand the momentum thing. I understand like developing throughout the course of a game, and it's hard to get in a groove when you're only getting so many snaps. But you knew what the fucking deal was. What they signed you. They didn't tell you were going to be the bell cow and Breece Hall was going to be the fucking spellback. You knew what the fuck was up. You just wanted to come play with Rodgers and play with a great. And the minute Rodgers went down, Dalvin Cook mentally checked out, as far as I'm concerned. Why not put Uzama as a healthy scratch? You want to keep fucking things up? He's supposed to be there to be the blocking tight end. He either gets
Can't
holding calls, or gets blown the fuck up every time. Get the Long Island kid Jeremy Ruckert out there more, because every time he's on the field, he's running people over. He's making highlight reel over-the-shoulder catches. Get him on the field more. Let's pull fucking Uzama off the field.
Conklin played well.
Conklin does play well. Conklin always plays
Conklin
well.
He
played
sometimes
well,
he
but
drops
also-
passes.
Everybody
in the Jets dropped
I mean, that last play of the game, I know it's not something to talk about because it's a Hail Mary pass, but literally,
It's not Conklin's fault.
No, even Garrett
It's
Wilson.
not Conklin's fault that he knocked the ball out of Garrett Wilson's hands.
No.
There's 9 bodies around the ball. You're just trying to make a play.
Even Garrett Wilson, for as good as he is, he drops passes.
He dropped one on Sunday night that is absolutely inexcusable.
Yeah.
In both hands, and if he would have
I know.
if he would have caught it, he's going to the fucking house.
I know.
But he fucking bounced right off of his hands.
I was in and out of sleep and I saw that one.
so
As I texted you, I was like, you can fucking.
Oh yeah, we spoke. It was
Yeah.
earlier. We spoke
Like,
about it. Yeah.
Gotta catch that.
my whole opinion on the cutting of Michael Carter is that it's disgraceful and disrespectful. That guy is quite literally one of the he's been around since the fucking culture was shot.
This is his 3rd year.
Dude, it's been 3 years. The culture was shot. It was.
But he's not like a holdover. He's a solid and Douglas
He's a guy.
He's a solid Douglas guy. His production has dramatically fallen off since his rookie year.
Because of
They drafted a
a star. They drafted Michael
And then
Carter
he
in the
had
4th round and Breece Hall at pick 36.
And then Michael Carter had a role. He was the pass blocking running back in the first mistake he made in his 3rd year. A guy who was a solid pass blocker and pass catcher as a fucking, basically a spellback, I would say, a receiving back.
By this time tomorrow, we'll know what's up because if he clears waivers, he's going to the practice squad.
I don't know.
If he clears waivers, he's going right to the practice.
I think
Yeah,
I think he
So-
winds up on another team.
Yeah.
I don't
He would
think
instantly be the second best running back on the Giants.
Well, yeah, we talk about the variance at running back with the Giants all the time. But if you're the Giants, you put a claim in for him. Like, what are we doing at this point?
He can't make much money.
No, he's a 4th round pick.
So what's the point? Yeah, so take a flyer.
You would?
I think.
Especially since you might lose Barkley.
If you're Shane and Dable, you would pick him up. You put a waiver claim in for him. They got to be high on waivers, right?
Yeah, why might not?
I think.
Take advantage of it.
I like Mike Carter, and I hope he does well. If he's never on the Jets again, I hope he does well and finds a little role in success because there is a place for him in this league.
You ready?
As far as the Jets game, my general point here, it's easy to point back. First of all, the people that are calling in to ESPN New York and the Fan, everyone's got to get fired. Fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. Everyone's got to get fired. And the amount of people that go on and say, this is on Saleh and Joe Douglas for deciding that Zach Wilson had to be the backup. Do you not? I know I don't want to sound like I'm beating a dead drum here. Do you not understand how salaries work and how salary cap works? Because Zach Wilson is counting for $10 or $11 million on the salary cap this year, whether he's on the team, traded, or cut. And you just went and gave Rodgers all this money. You're going to tie up. Now I know the salary works out where it's like fucking $3 million this year and 70-something million next year for Rodgers. But let's just call it what it is. Split it down the middle. $40 million in Rodgers. Another $11 million in Wilson. We're up to $52 million. You want to go put a good backup quarterback is in the $10 million a year range. We're talking about $62 million of 100 and what? What's the salary cap? $200 million. We're talking about over a quarter of the fucking salary cap on quarterbacks. You can't do it. The plan was Aaron Rodgers. The plan fucking backfired.
224.
You cannot show me. So it's roughly a quarter of cap space on quarterbacks. You cannot show me a team in the NFL that has a guy that they're spending $50 million on the quarterback for, where if he went down 4 snaps in, they'd still be okay. Chiefs, no. Bills, they're not good with their quarterback. Eagles, no shot. Show me a team that pays a lot of money for a quarterback that would be okay if their starting quarterback went down
No, I agree.
It's not going to happen. So for all these people that are calling for people's jobs, you're fucking being ridiculous. And I just truly believe you don't really understand how the business side of football works. Well, why couldn't we keep Mike White? Because Mike White just got paid $15 million a year. That's why we can't just keep Mike White. Cut Zach Wilson, he's no good. Well, it counts against the cap anyway, so you're not saving any money. So you might as well fucking see this thing through to the end. Blame goes to the coaches. Blame goes to the entire offense deserves the blame. If anyone deserves the least amount of blame for Sunday night, it's Zach Wilson.
I agree. What do you want me to tell you? I thought you were about to go on a crazy rant.
No. If anyone deserves the least amount of blame, I mean, it's probably Zach Wilson. I know the interception was bad, but, like, I'm not going to crush guys for throwing interceptions. I'm not.
What the fuck, dude?
You got anything else to say about the Jets?
A little brain game to get myself.
You got anything to say against the Jets? About the Jets?
I think Michael Carter winds up on 3 teams because, dude, I feel for this guy. He's a guy. I think he can wind up in Minnesota. I think he can wind up in Dallas. And I think that it's a shot that he can wind up in Arizona. But my money's probably on Minnesota. Because no Cam Akers, Ty Chandler, he had a good game. Pass blocking in Minnesota is kind of shot. So hopefully he finds a home there.
Last thing I'm going to say is Mekhi Becton's back. Mekhi Becton's
so back,
solid.
I won't say so fucking back, but he's back.
He's back.
He's back, dude. He's back.
He's back.
I think healthy. All the people saying we need to invest another fucking first-round pick in an offensive lineman, I think is a little ridiculous. I'm not saying it's crazy.
I think there needs to be a pick invested.
I think Max Mitchell is at very least serviceable. Mekhi Becton's back. Laken Tomlinson's been solid all year. We just used a high pick on Joe Tippmann.
I mean,
and then you get AVT back.
Take it from the Giants. Invest all you want. It doesn't fucking pan out.
Yeah, you can use 3 first-round picks in a row on tackles and still have the lead the league in sacks accepted.
Yeah.
So let's fucking, before we move on, just a quick one, right? You're the Giants. You're Joe Shane. You're in Joe Shane's seat.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, this year's first-round pick, next year's first-round pick. You ship that in return for Josh Allen.
No.
Reunite him with Brian Daboll when they were both at their best. No. All right.
No.
No elaboration.
What's your opinion on Josh Allen now?
He's been, since the start of the year, Josh Allen's trash.
And I'm right. 19 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Literally lost the game for them yesterday.
You said Josh
he
Allen
did
was
everything he
actually
physically could to lose that game for them last night.
You know, so last night
it was him and Will Lutz.
Thanks, Josh Allen.
Him and Will Lutz had a bet last night. All right, let's see who can fuck this up more. And they fucking really tried. They did. They went toe to toe. DeMar Hamlin got a fucking tackle.
Whoa!
You didn't see it the fourth quarter?
I watched the Knicks game until I fell asleep.
So
I watched one drive from the
So I fell
game.
asleep in like the third quarter, woke up in the fourth.
I got to a commercial before the 2-minute break before I passed out and then woke up and I was being yelled at that my TV was on.
On the last drive, somebody got hurt, and the safety on the Bills got hurt, and Hamlin came in for the first time on defense all year. He played a couple special team snaps yesterday, but he on defense, and he made the second play.
Now lock it up. Now lock comeback player of the year up. It's over.
Yeah, he made a
He's
tackle.
gonna win.
They didn't make a big deal about it.
Good.
Like at all.
Good. They shouldn't.
The players nor the commentators, they were like, "Oh, Hamlin's coming on the field for the first time," but he made the tackle. It wasn't like they gave him the ball or anything like that. It was like,
well, yeah. I mean, that would have been weird.
yeah, it was.
Here's your one tackle for.
It was kosher, and it was a
fucking
shoestring.
potato.
It was like a get him at the legs, pull his legs out, tackle. So it wasn't really like hard contact. You know what I mean? Like you weren't replicating.
Not hard stopping.
Wasn't
It
hard.
wasn't a hard stopping
Jeez,
hit.
fuck.
Yeah, it's fucked. Anyway, so yeah, Will Lutz was like, "I don't want to win," and Josh Allen was like, "No, I don't want to win."
Josh Allen did do something significant last night. Do you know what it is? He became the only quarterback over the last 4 seasons. He now has at least 10 interceptions in every season, and we're only halfway through this one. So
yeah, he's different.
He's the only quarterback to throw 10 or more interceptions in every year.
This is it. Ready? I'm not gonna give up draft capital for the next 2 years, first round picks when the Giants need so much more help than just a quarterback. I don't need A+ Daniel Jones. That's what Josh Allen is. Josh Allen is the very best of Daniel Jones. I need something entirely different.
And the very best of Daniel Jones.
I'm telling you right now.
It's over 10 interceptions in 4 seasons.
Exactly. Giants nailed the number 1 pick overall. We're sitting here watching the draft together like we do every year.
I hope you guys don't take it.
And I'm praying that it's a trade out. That's it. But I don't want to talk about that now. I want to get into that thing when we get closer. Because right now...
You should trade out. And what I was saying to Brian, you weren't here. I think it was on Thursday, was... if you got to trade out and that means you pass up on Marvin Harrison Jr., that's completely fine to me because
Neighbors.
There's what?
Neighbors.
His running mate at Ohio State, Emeka Ibuka, who's going to go in the top 15, who probably gets way more hype if he's not playing across from Marvin Harrison. Yeah. Neighbors is another one. Keon Wilson out of Florida State's going to go probably top 10. If the draft happened tomorrow, he goes in the top 7. Johnny Wilson out of Florida State. There's a lot of other good receivers.
That's fine. If you're going to
just don't happen to have former NFL Hall of Famers' names on there.
Fine, but if you're going to get good draft capital, I'm fine with it. But you got to start somewhere.
If you can move from 1 to like 12 and pick up another first rounder in the future plus more, that's better than moving from 1 to 4, picking up a third rounder and getting Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
Giants fans aren't going to like it because in New York we're all about the glitz and glamour, and we want Marvin Harrison Jr.
Right.
That's just what we want. We want a guy who should be can't miss.
Well, I don't care because he is can't miss. But
we're gonna move to guess the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's guess one.
I gotta share this.
Go ahead.
I'm in a dynasty league, as we're familiar with. This man has no draft capital left. He has been the trade master general all season. Trade deadline is this week, week 11. He has currently put in the trade for. He is receiving A.J. Dillon, Luke Musgrave, Demario Douglas, and a first-round pick this year, which is going to be a middling pick, for Dawson Knox and Kenneth Walker. The first comment underneath this trade 9 minutes ago. He's high as fuck again.
And I agree. And I happen to agree about
it. It is, even better. Even better.
We don't have the real spreads anywhere, do we?
I got it.
The pass to veto ratio, what would you say?
8-2.
To pass?
To not pass.
It's 5-4.
Interesting.
You're all high.
Do you have a blank one of these, Jack?
I did veto. Did you not pick up a blank one, or did I get
I
two?
have one single one here.
Mr. Alessino, do you have...
Where? Where would I have it?
I don't know. I printed 5.
Right there, right? What's that? Underneath that?
No, those are all. That's week 10, week 9.
Ah, you fucking...
Funny bone, huh?
Fuck you.
I don't know.
Alright, whatever. Let's keep it moving. Thursday night, Cincinnati Bengals are traveling to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. AFC North matchup. Jack, what do you got?
I said Baltimore at home, 4.5.
Baltimore -2.5.
I have Baltimore -2.5.
It is Baltimore -4.
Damn.
That's Jack's.
Pittsburgh Steelers at Cleveland, another AFC North battle. Cleveland's at home. I have Cleveland -2.5.
You or me?
Whoever, it doesn't matter.
I got Cleveland 3.5.
I got Cleveland 3.5. It is Cleveland 4.
God damn. I suck this year. Chicago Bears at Detroit. Lions are at home. Obviously, I'd asked you guys when we were doing this if Fields was coming back. You both said doesn't matter. In my opinion, it does, but Detroit -9.5.
I think I went too low here. I went Detroit -5.5.
I went Detroit -8.5. It is in fact Detroit -9.5.
Let's fucking
Wow.
go. Bing bong, baby. We're right back in this thing.
Wow.
Los Angeles Superchargers at Green Bay in Lambeau Field. I have the Chargers -2.5.
I did not go back to this one, so you're getting a live one here.
Okay.
I'll go 3.5.
All right. Chargers.
Chargers.
I went Chargers 3.5. It is Chargers 3. So
Oh,
it's
so
you.
it's good.
For once, I get the benefit of the
Fucking-
Price is Right. Las Vegas Raiders at Miami to take on the Dolphins. I have the Dolphins just over a touchdown, -7.5.
I took 8.5. I gave him the extra point.
I took 6.5. 12.
So that's me.
Jesus Christ, dude. Give me the Raiders.
Just to cover. Just for handicap.
Big Blue, New York Football Giants, that is, at Washington to play the C-Words. I have the C-Words -8.5.
Good.
I have the Washington Cuck Fest at -3.
And -6.5. They are -9.5.
Oh
dude.
my god!
Sam Howell.
Oh no!
Sam Howell's playing good football, dude. What?
I'm sorry. I'm
They're
sorry.
9.5 points.
I just didn't think that we'd be here. You know? I guess I should have known DeVito and just live with it. You know what I mean?
God. I'm sorry.
I'm nervous about this Cowboys one now.
Dude, I wouldn't be.
Dallas Cowboys at Carolina. Worst team in football, playing one of the best currently. I have Dallas laying 14.5 on the road.
What do you have?
What are you laughing at? Nothing was that funny. What's the spread?
16.5 for Dallas.
All right, 12. I have 12.5 for Dallas. It's only 10.5.
It's only 10.5.
Really?
I don't think
I don't
Carolina.
get
That's so.
Maybe because it's in Carolina and the Giants game was in Jerry World last week, so deduct 3 more from it. Is Carolina 4 points better than the Giants? Maybe. My logic was they're probably 3 points better than the Giants. The Giants were 17.5, so that's how I got to 14.5. But then Dallas is on the road.
Yeah, but the Raiders Dolphins is their only off.
Raiders Dolphins being 12.
Yeah. Because the Raiders and Giants just played. You know what I mean?
Dolphins getting weird respect.
All right. I get the point.
So you get the point.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee Titans at Jacksonville. This one was a little weird for me. I don't usually go with round numbers in this game, but I did here. I went Jacksonville -4.
I went round number 2.
Would you?
7.
I'm a 4 as well.
It is. I lost it. It is 6.5. Jacksonville.
So we tie for that.
No,
No,
I got-
we said
oh, wait,
4. He
You
said
said you
7.
lost it.
It's 6.5. He didn't lose it. He gets it.
Never mind. That's only if you're
What?
closer.
What'd you think? It's only if it's the same distance.
Yeah. I always fuck up this rule. Whatever.
Arizona Cardinals at Houston. C.J. Stroud, get your MVP tickets in for him now. Is he going to do it? Is he going to be the first rookie to win an MVP here?
No.
I have Houston minus 2.5.
I took Houston minus 2.
I took Houston minus 5.5.
What is it?
Houston minus 4. What'd you have?
2.5.
So you were
Really, Kyler just doesn't do
What
it
did you
for
have?
him.
We
2.
were each 1.5 away, but you were. Price is right.
Let's go.
That's tough because That's tough.
Really, Kyler doesn't do it for Vegas.
That's the end of the
Surprised.
1 o'clock games. A score check. I have 5. Jack and Alessino both have 3. Still anyone's ball game here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at San Francisco. He's already shaking his head. Jack, why don't we hear from you first?
I got first go with a cool 7. Cool touchdown.
That's not enough. Stop.
It's not enough.
No.
If it's not enough, I lose because I went 6.5.
I went 10.5, and it wasn't enough. It's 11.5.
That's
My God, dude. I just don't think Tampa's that bad.
Dude, what is going on?
Thursday, you weren't here. We talked about the Baker Mayfield cycle.
Yeah.
Signs for new team. Has doubters.
Has doubters, underdog mentality.
Yeah, underdog mentality.
Plays like shit.
Plays like shit.
Flames receiver gets them traded. Signs with new team. We are at the play like shit part of the cycle.
So Jets at Buffalo in one of the featured spots of the week. Maybe I went too low, but I got Buffalo just by a clean field goal.
Buffalo minus 9.5. I counted in 3 field goals.
I did Buffalo minus 6.5. It's Buffalo minus 7. I just can't bing bong one. That's my problem. I'm just a half off. I can't. But if you can't bing bong one, you're not going to win in this game. That's the problem.
Well, now we're tied. Jack's still down by 2. There's 3 games to play,
Bing
so
bong
it's still
plays.
Yeah.
it's still anyone. You need a bing bong
So
and a 1 probably.
this one was the hardest one for me.
Just make the mountain.
Seattle
fall.
Rams. Yeah, see, like I didn't factor in Stafford not playing when I was doing this. I don't know why. Probably because we were having a conversation while I was doing it. I feel like I've put the same number next to Seattle every week if I have them as a favorite, so I just went with it again. Seattle minus 5.5.
I went Seattle minus 3.
I went Seattle minus 2.5. It's Seattle minus 1.
Dude,
Wow.
what the fuck?
It's fucking excellent for me.
Not excellent for me. Just gave up the lead. Minnesota at Denver.
This one's not easy either. I think I did good though.
Why don't we hear you first?
I went Denver minus 1.5.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
And you think you did good, or you know you did good?
I think I did good.
All right.
So,
To me, that means you have Minnesota. Like, to
No,
me,
no,
all right.
I don't know Minnesota.
I was gonna say.
So I didn't account for the fact that I didn't plan on the fact that we don't know if Jefferson's going to come back this week or not. So I went with Denver minus 4.5.
I went with Denver minus 3.5.
It's gonna be Denver minus fucking 2.5.
It's Denver minus 2.
God
God damn it.
Yippee.
I hate this game.
Yippee.
All right, here we go. Let's just give him a win.
5.
Since Jack can't catch him, it's only up to me at this point. Philly at Kansas City. You're saying Kansas City minus 5?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. What do you have?
Kansas City minus 2.5.
I have Kansas City minus 1.5.
It's 2.5.
Seriously? Is it?
Yeah.
Scumbag. And then you had 2.5?
Yeah.
So for fucking, there you go. I'll give you your 2. So now it looks like a blowout.
I know, right? That's
Now
crazy.
it's like a blowout.
Posterizing,
That's
stared
fucking
out,
These are
crazy.
the kinds of
technical
finishes that make
foul.
me want to kill myself.
This
dude.
is crazy,
Makes me
right?
want to unalive myself. Alessino 9, me 5, Jack 3. And it looks like a blowout, but you know in your heart of hearts.
I was close. I feel, I knew that when I saw the 2.5 and then I looked up and saw 2.5, I was like, oh, I bing bonged the final one, dude.
Alright, ready? Hold on.
That's crazy.
1 second. Alrighty, Mr. Alessino, welcome to the Stay Thirsty Company. 1 minute winner
Oh yeah,
circle.
shit. Hold on.
Oh,
That's right.
shit.
I don't think he's experienced this yet.
No, what the fuck
This
is
is
this?
like FaceTime in PTI.
Okay.
You win, you get a minute. It's your minute. Do what you will with it. It was sponsored by a former sponsor, but that's no longer a company anymore.
So it is now the Stay Thirsty
the Stay Thirsty Company Winner's Circle.
I just feel like I should have known
Time
that.
didn't start
I
yet.
forgot about it, if I'm being honest with you. I completely forgot about it.
We've done
All
it
right,
every
go ahead.
week,
I can come
All
on.
right, clock starts now. Show them the clock.
All right, cool. All right, I'd like to use my minute because it doesn't have to be about.
Whatever you want.
Okay,
You can
all
promote
right.
CNL.
Oh no, I won't. Actually, you know what? Here, I'll just give like 10 seconds to CNL.
The I'm better than you lacrosse hoodie.
No, I'm not. No,
He's
no,
not
it's
wearing
30,
it. I'm
it's
better
30.
than you blue
It's
today.
All right, I'm going to use the last 45 seconds to tell you that I have finally, oh man, realized it. RJ Barrett is becoming the guy.
Yeah,
It is finally happening. I'm finally, after 4 years of defending this man, down to the core, the tooth and nail, he is becoming the franchise guy. They're 4-0 with him playing. They're 0-3 without him playing. If they had him last night, they would have won against the Celtics. He is becoming a key cog, and I'm going to tell you right now, do not trade this man for anybody.
Yes.
Let it ride out. Get rid of Randall, if anybody, and get a third piece. You're close, New York. You're close. Keep it up. I'm excited.
That was fucking crisp, dude.
There you go.
I didn't want to cut you off. I wanted you to have your time.
It was a crisp minute.
You keep defending Barrett to me, who has also been on
No,
Barrett
but
for
Mike
how
Jay
long?
hasn't.
Well, yeah, all right.
You know, there's
Fucking
plenty of
O2J,
haters.
dude. Haven't heard from that
Get
guy
rid of
since
this
fucking
guy.
2016.
Well, get rid of this guys. Get this. Do that. Do this. Not Jay. The masses have said it. He's a bust. I know I'm over my minute, but I used 15 seconds
That's
in the
fine.
beginning to fuck around. I'm just gonna
All
say
we
this.
have left is Thursday Night Football, so
I
we're
understand
almost
this.
at the
I
end.
don't want to take too much time. I want to say this one thing. I'm gonna sound outlandish. By the end of this year, people are gonna be like, RJ Barrett should have went 1 in that draft.
Hold on, hot take. He is the best player to come out of that draft, by far. Miles,
You
leaps
guys
and
are now
bounds.
the
Same
fourth.
thing.
You guys are now the fourth and fifth people I've heard say that this week. So maybe it's not that hot of a take.
Well,
They're all long-time Knicks guys.
I've been saying it for 4 years though.
Did I not say at the time of the draft I would have taken him over Zion at 1?
Yes, I wouldn't have taken him. I wouldn't have taken him over Ja. In fact, actually, I wouldn't have taken him over Zion back then. I wouldn't have. But I was happy that we got him at 3. I was like, all right, we got a guy. You know what I mean?
would have
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
about him at 1.
No,
I would've at least
I would have
thought
taken
about him
Zion.
at
I would have taken Zion because
The shooting is what would have concerned you coming out of college.
Yeah.
with RJ.
yeah.
But now it's different.
Well, we'll
Changed the
see.
shooting pocket. It's up here now instead of over here.
Yeah.
It's next to his face instead of up over
He
his
shoots
head.
very low. He's a very low set point guy.
Well, then they worked on that because 2 years ago he was shooting from his
Yeah.
forehead, and now he's shooting from his chin. So we worked on that, and credit to him. The one huge positive, whenever you talk about the positives that RJ Barrett brings to a team, it's obviously the effort on defense. It's the willingness to attack the cup. But one of RJ's huge pluses is that he doesn't miss a lot of games.
Right.
And now
We're 7 games in, and he's missed 3.
Well,
That's what I'm
migraine.
concerned
it's a
about.
migraine, and it was minor knee pain, but he came back after the knee pain. A migraine is it's a
he
migraine.
came back after the knee pain. He had almost 30.
Yeah.
And I will say that I've bet on the Knicks 3 times this year, and
And
every
RJ
game
has
RJ
been out
didn't
for
play.
3.
Every game I bet on, I turn the game on. I'm like, oh, RJ's not playing.
Well,
So-
they play the Hawks tomorrow,
Oh, they'll beat the piss
Fuck
out
the
of him.
Hawks, dude. I can't stand
and the
them.
Hawks are favorites.
Wow, yeah, hammer
So I'll
it.
bet on the Knicks again. I
So
will bet on
hopefully
them
RJ plays.
And Trae Young's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's dealing with the sore pussy, I think.
He's personal. He says personal reasons.
Telling you, he's not going to finish the season on the Hawks.
No, I don't think so either.
So-
And they blew up the whole
I'm
squad for him.
just praying to God it's not on the Knicks.
Nah, they won't do that.
I'm just praying to God.
You know, I don't think we spoke about this personally or on air while we're talking about the Knicks. This opening day, 2-3 weeks ago, marked the first time since I think 2007, 2008 that the Knicks had the same point guard start 2 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, dude, the last point guard to do
2010
that
was Felton. 2011 was that guy Trey Burke. 2012.
That guy Trey Burke.
2012 was Felton again. 2013 was Tony Douglas. 2014 was there's a Shane Larkin in there one year. There's like the whole. If you look it up, you can find it. They have a list. of every point guard that started every
Landry
opening
Fields
day.
played point guard?
What?
Landry Fields?
Landry
Yo,
Fields
isn't
played
it
2-3.
isn't it crazy
And
that
David Lee played 2-3.
isn't it crazy
Never
that Landry Fields is a GM?
Yeah, dude.
Landry Fields is a GM.
Mhm.
for
How
the
old is he?
Raptors.
35?
He's the Raptors GM.
Either assistant or GM, but he's one of the two. He's like high up there.
Well, I always thought it was crazy Elton Brand is a GM. But Elton
Yeah.
Brand's got to be...
I know you guys don't know Chris Young, the baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
He was a former pitcher. But he won. He's the GM of the Rangers, and they just won the World Series.
Wow, really? How
Yeah.
old is he?
45. And he
Oh.
played for All right, every starting point guard of the Knicks from 2009. Then we'll talk about Thursday Night Football.
Who was it Duhan? Who was the last guy to do it 2 years in a row? Marbury? Duhan? Duhan?
So Duhan was 09. Felton 10. Tony Douglas 11. Felton 12. Pablo Prigioni 13. Shane Larkin 14. Jose Calderon 15. Derrick Rose 16. So Ramon Sessions 17. Trey Burke 18. Alonzo Trier 19. Alfred Payton 2020. Holy shit.
Yeah. Awful. The city of point guards, dude. If we're known for
City
anything
of
in New
point
York
guards.
City sports-wise, it's fucking point guards, dude.
I mean, Trey Burke's kind of a dog. I mean, he's killing it. in
He's
the
on a
league,
G League
but-
team right
Yeah,
now.
he's on the best G League team.
Ever,
Santa
yeah.
Cruz.
Trey Burke was
fucking-
also a dog on the Michigan team. A lot of guys came off that team.
Yeah.
Him, Timmy H.J., the big guy. They had a lot of players. I think all 5 of their starters got drafted that year. While we're talking about sports around the globe, before we get into this Thursday night segment, Adam Johnson, is that his name? The hockey player?
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about? The one who died?
No.
Uh-huh. Oh, you didn't hear about
You know,
this?
is it Adam Johnson? Do I have his name right?
No, I don't think the
His
name
name's
is
Adam.
right.
Adam, something with a J. Jones, Johnson.
It could be
Johnston?
Johnson.
Former NHL player. He's only 29 years old. He's playing overseas in England, right?
Yeah.
He's playing in a game. I don't know what league it is. They were playing two teams in England were playing each other, right? Catches a skate blade to the neck, winds up dying, right? Police have the guy in custody. They've arrested him for murder, I think. So
Really?
if you
Yeah.
go back and watch the play,
I'm on it.
watch the play, dude. He throws a spinning heel kick at him.
What?
It's not a hockey play.
What?
It is not a hockey play by any. I can't believe. Well, you were away when it happened, I think, or planning or getting ready for the wedding when it happened. But I saw it the day it happened, like the day after they pronounced him dead.
This was an NHL game?
No, it was in England. It was 2 English teams.
Well, so he's a former Penguin.
NHL player. He was playing for like the New South Wales Panthers or something like that.
Yeah, dude, Adam Johnson is his name.
Adam Johnson.
Adam Johnson.
Yeah.
Matt
Man arrested
Hackgrave.
over death of ice hockey player Adam Johnson, whose
See if you
neck
can
was
get the
slashed
video,
by
dude.
skate.
I don't think I want to
You're
see
not going
it.
to see any. No, you're not going to see blood or anything. It's not. You're not going to see anything dead. What you will see is he's going to. He's
Under
coming to
arrest for
move,
manslaughter.
He's coming to move the puck over the blue line, right? And he's kind of like,
Oh, shit, I see it. Yeah.
yeah.
Hold on, you got the play?
No, but you can see it's like a super kick.
It's like a spinning heel kick, dude.
You see his foot
Oh
up.
my god!
So the defender, yeah, I watched the whole play, dude. So if you're like, he's obviously up against the boards on the left side, right? Coming over towards the high slot, coming up. The defender's moving with him towards the boards. As the guy changes direction, instead of opening up or turning around, he fucking reverse pivots, throws an elbow and his right leg up into him. Like a rusty gate check in lacrosse, dude. He just reverse pivots, turns around, throws an elbow on a high skate. Like, obviously, nobody wakes up and says, I'm going to kill a man today on the hockey rink. But it was not a hockey play. I'm not saying...
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah,
I
dude, you
found
got
it.
the actual play? Show it
Dude.
to him.
No, is it?
Look
Is
at-
it?
No,
No,
it's
you
not
don't
gruesome
see
at
it.
all.
Dude, look.
Oh
Fucking
my
kicked him in the
god,
face.
dude.
It's not a fucking athletic maneuver at all.
He got kicked, dude. Look at that.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my
That's
god.
crazy.
I mean, like.
So it took them just about 3 weeks to conduct their investigation and bring this guy in under custody. But he's now under custody for manslaughter, you said?
manslaughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
And so they talked to Sean Avery about it, like when it happened, like a couple of days after. And Sean Avery's the guy who said, do I think he woke up and said, I'm going to kill somebody today? No. Do I think it was a hockey play? No. But what he said was, These skates they're using nowadays are made out of titanium. They're not the old steel blades that he said 5, 10, 15 years ago when I was playing. They use steel, and the steel is nowhere near as sharp and fine as these titanium blades that they're playing on now. So he said they should look into just banning them from all of ice hockey. Ban the titanium blades, one. And then Wayne Gretzky said, especially in Canada, you got to wear a neck guard coming all the way up until you get to the NHL. Just make the neck guard mandatory. Because he said it's not like they're not used to wearing it. You wear it from the time you're a kid until you get to the show. The whole way up you have to wear it.
Unless, I think there's a stipulation, unless you wear the full cage.
No, you still need the neck guard, though, because the cage
I'm saying certain full cages come down to below your... There's certain cages that come down.
Crazy.
I always thought it was crazy that they don't wear
my buddy's
cages.
My buddy has the cage with
it's crazy.
The visor in it.
And the neck guards is crazy, too, to me. Because, like you said, I mean, not something like that. But if two guys go down looking for a puck and someone comes skating across, that happened in the NHL recently. A guy got nerves and shit severed on his wrist.
There's a guy who fucking went. He was in a battle on the boards. He fucking went down. He got fucking clipped, and he had fucking stitches over the right side of his face.
So I think Adam Johnson becomes, God rest his soul, obviously, rest in peace. I think he becomes only the second player known that's died on the ice, right?
He died on the ice?
No, he died later, but he died. He died in
years ago. Someone.
And then there was that goalie.
The goalie,
that actually lived. You ever seen that?
That is
the goalie got his neck cut in the crease, blood pouring all over the place, and he wound up. But that was seconds away from him losing his life too. They were, lucky, great medical staff.
God, yeah.
But rest in peace, Adam Johnson. Hopefully justice is served, and I say we as if I have anything to do with hockey. I watch playoff hockey when the Islanders are good. The hockey, hockey in general, the people who are, let's looking to make this game safer. I'm not saying turn it into what football's doing, but we got to. If what Sean Avery had to say about the titanium blades is true, get the studies on it ASAP. Get the titanium blades out. Because
obviously, there's not.
We played on fucking steel for 70 years.
There's not going to be a change, obviously, this season.
No.
But I will keep you up to date if there's any investigations / changes to the next season, or maybe
crazy.
even playoffs. Who knows?
So moving on to some happier thoughts. Let's talk about Thursday Night Football. Let's do it. Someone's got the DraftKings page up. Or soon to be up.
What's up now? Got +4 real lines. Over under 46. Ravens at home. Ravens -198 money line. Bengals +164 money line.
For the third straight Thursday in a row, I'm gonna take an under.
Yeah.
AFC North teams.
Night games are, I think, 46 and 37 on the under.
There are certain things where you talk about regions and divisions and team matchups where no matter who's on the team, no matter how the team's comprised currently in its current state, certain things always ring true. When AFC North teams play each other, they're defensive slobber knockers. I know it's a cliche. These guys don't like each other. Guess what? I've never known a more truer cliche than the 4 teams in the AFC North do not fucking like each other. It's going to be mean. It's going to be hard-hitting. There may be a few injuries. I expect the defense. Then throw in the fact that it's on Thursday Night Football where we don't typically see great football.
On a short week playing.
Yeah.
Both coming off horrific losses.
Yeah.
So here are your facts. Ravens covered each of the last 6 games following a loss. The Bengals have lost 5 of their last 6 games to AFC opponents. 10 of the Ravens' last 12 home games have gone under. Those are your 3 facts.
So under for sure. Slightly deviating from Thursday Night Football. I don't think the Bills have covered one spread this year.
Just like
Georgia. Pile on to the Josh Allen suck shit.
Just like Georgia.
Yeah.
I don't think they've covered a single spread all year. I gotta tell you, I'm not even inclined to go touchdowns here. I mean, Mark Andrews seems like like he had come on for a few weeks, and I think he definitely didn't score last week. I think he was quiet the week before that. But he did have 3 touchdowns in a row at one point, and we know that if a guy's only going to score 9 over the course of the year, if he scores 3 in a row, maybe you deviate away from him a little bit. I'm always going to like Lamar to get in. But the problem with Lamar, it's like, if it's not minus money, it's probably plus 120 for Lamar to get in.
We'll find it right now.
This is definitely going to be one. Check back with us on Thursday, and I'll have a little tackle parlay for you when we get closer to game line. This Thursday Night Football is made for tackle parlays.
Roquan Smith.
Problem is his line's going to be 10.
He had 21 last week.
Yeah. His line on solo tackles is going to be like 12.5. That's
Lamar is plus 125.
Oh, it was pretty damn close.
I know we're like kind of done with the NBA right now, but the Atlanta Hawks are playing the Detroit Pistons, and the Pistons are only down 3. I'm waiting for the line to go up to plus 300, and then I'm going to hammer it live.
The Hawks or the Pistons?
Pistons.
All right, love it.
And then I'm going to, because it's halftime and the Spurs are plus 575, I'll tell you. How about that?
What's the score of that game?
58-48.
Right.
10-point
Not
deficit.
covering. I'm not covering yet.
He's not covering, and you're
And
nowhere
you're
close.
Well, it was just a 10-0 run. They were just tied 44-44.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
All right,
so-
well, that's good.
Beckham's plus 320.
I'm leaning.
Zay Flowers?
I'm leaning Ravens here. I'm leaning
200.
I'm leaning Ravens money line, Bengals plus the 4, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm also. I'm going under.
No, definitely under. Lock the under.
But that's all I'm doing.
Lock the under. That's all I did last week on Thursday Night Football was just the under.
Maybe I'll do. Will each team have a turnover?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the odds on it?
Find out right now.
All right, I'm going over to the Thursday night game now. I put
It's
in my
just so
2.
fucking tough to find some shit on this thing. You know?
What are you looking for?
Will
Will
each
both
team
teams have a turnover?
have a turnover?
Game props.
He is right.
Each team to score 1 touchdown, 1 field goal. Each team score a touchdown each half, score 1 field goal.
If you're talking player props here, go under on everything. Go under on receiving yards for everybody.
Nah, Jamar.
What's it going to be, 89.5? You think he's going to have a 100-yard game? No, I don't think
I'm
so.
going to take an alternate on 80. And first of all, I'll look at it right now for you. Give me 1 second.
Roquan Smith solo tackles is 6.5.
See, now that's something I might be into. 6.5 is something I might be into.
Tackles plus assists is 9.5.
Even that seems low.
21 last week, dude.
Yeah,
Settle
dude.
down, dude.
9.5 seems low.
Patrick Queen 7.5. Logan Wilson 7.5.
Lamar-
Kyle Hamilton 5.5.
Lamar is even for alternate rushing yards at 50.
50's a lot.
50 is a
For
lot.
Lamar? I feel like 50 for Lamar
the
is like
design
30
runs
for
are
Josh
not-
Allen.
I mean, maybe I'm not watching enough of the Ravens games, but it doesn't. The design runs, just like every other running quarterback in recent history, the closer you get to 27, the less and less and less design runs you get every year. Russell Wilson used to be like this. Cam Newton was like this. Happened with Josh Allen. It happens with all of them. Eventually, if you want to be Jalen Hurts isn't getting a lot of design runs called for him.
Jets
this year.
held a players-only meeting after the Sunday loss.
Good.
More importantly,
Garrett Wilson leading the charge.
I know. I heard him talk about it on the K show before. Oh no, Bart and Hahn. Not Bart. Is it Bart and Hahn nowadays?
I don't even know.
I think it's Bart and
They're
Hahn. The way these guys jump ship on local talk radio is insane.
Yeah.
I think the problem is right now. So they have a weekly special. Joe Burrow for over 325 passing yards. Yeah, no fucking way. And Lamar for 40 rushing yards.
I'm just not buying a 330-yard passing night out of anybody on Thursday night. I'm not buying it.
All right, well then let's look at some
Feels like
first
a grinded out
team to
game.
take an offensive snap in the opponent's red zone.
Here's what I'm taking.
Interesting.
I'm going to make it real easy.
First
Under.
scoring play.
I'll make it really easy and I'll even tell you the odds too. Okay. Under 46. Over Justin Tucker 1.5 field goals.
That's some smart math.
Love that.
Plus 230.
All right, obviously, I like the under 46,
Hold on,
but I
let's package that.
don't think what I'm about to say is parlayable. I'm pulling one deep. One from the old school, like early days of us betting, where we'd throw them around pretty frequently. You know, now that DraftKings and FanDuel is a thing, and you can bet on fucking your sister's ass at this point.
Wait,
People don't make these bets anymore, right?
Go ahead.
But I'm going for the old school double result.
Ah.
Baltimore first half, Cincinnati final. You can't parlay that with anything else, which is fine. I don't need to parlay it. Just give me the double result. Fucking Baltimore first half leader, Cincinnati wins the game. Right? That's a bet we used to make pretty frequently, and now you can bet on on how many blades of grass are going to be ripped out of the turf, and people don't want to go simple anymore.
Now, hold on. I'm cooking something up here. The over-under is...
Plus 212.
For the
46?
double result?
Yeah.
Both teams to score 15 points. Added to... No? Not even?
I mean, I say no.
You don't think they figure a way to score a little bit?
Because then you're getting really, really close. If you're... We just said we
15 plus 15 is 30.
Yeah, that means
right, but 15 isn't a natural football score, so that's probably 17 to 17, 17 to 20. Now you're
And
talking
17
about
to 17 is
37.
34, 37.
Now there's little margin for error with the under.
You know what? I don't. Never mind. You might be right. 15-15 that's still low enough.
Yeah, 17-14.
17-14 doesn't do it though, and that's
17-14.
painful.
Yeah,
Added to yours.
20 to 17 would get it done. 24-17, 24-20, those will all get
Added
done.
to yours, that brings that parlay to plus 650.
Yeah, but you gotta win it. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
I thought that's how a fucking bet works.
Well, you just
what the fuck do
but
you
just because you're look, I tell this to everybody. Just because you're adding legs to get the number higher, all right, ready? I ask this question all the time. Would you rather win? Ready? Would you rather win a plus $200 bet, right? A plus 200 bet, or would you rather lose a plus 600 bet?
I'd rather win the plus $200 bet,
This
but it's
question
like
is so...
I think not Tommy Smokes. What's that kid from North's name at Barstool?
Matty Mush?
Is it? Yeah, I think it's Matty Mush.
Yeah.
I think it was him who I saw it over the weekend. He probably said it. I saw it on Barstool on Instagram today. Someone asked him about like losing parlays, and what his response was, "The excitement is the win. The excitement is worth it."
I've heard stupider stuff.
I've heard dumber things.
Yeah.
Like, look, dude, if I lose a parlay that goes 4 for 5, but that fifth leg gets me to the last possession of the game, like I had my $30.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I know what parlays I'm submitting for fun and what parlays I'm submitting to win.
Yeah, 100%.
If I do a 2-team parlay that I'm like, this is smacking, and I put $50 to $100 on it, in my mind I'm like, I got it. This one has to hit. When I do a $5 6-team parlay, I'm like, this is for fun. This is a little quick little lottery ticket tonight.
Total field goals made instead of. The line is 3.5. Over, obviously.
Yeah.
Total field goals made in the game.
4 field goals made in the entire game.
I can get behind it.
Yeah.
So parlay to the under and Justin Tucker over 1.5 field goals made. And you know what? Because we're
That's gonna hurt your odds though.
No.
Stacking
380.
Stacking two separate field goal overs is gonna. They're not gonna give you.
It
the same
goes
odds. Am I
from
wrong?
230 to 380.
From what?
230 to 380.
Right, but what I'm saying is if you take Tucker's over 1.5 field goals out and put something else in that's not field goal related with the same odds, that'll
It'll
probably
go
go higher than 380. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
They take odds away. It's like if you take a quarterback to throw 2+ passing touchdowns and then take him to throw for X amount of yards and then take his number one wide receiver to catch a touchdown, you don't get the same odds spike that you would if it was because you have things that correspond to each other. Because if the wide receiver catches the touchdown, the quarterback has to throw it to him, you know? So you don't get the same odds spike. Like, you have over 1.5 Justin Tucker field goals, which those field goals also count for total field goals. So they're smarter than that. They're not going... I'm not saying don't make the bet. I'm just saying if when you have compounding action like that, you get less odds than you should in a regular parlay. That's all I'm saying. I'm just making sure you know that. That's all. There is an educational aspect to the show. We want to teach the people who don't know anything. They just put $100 in a DraftKings, and how could I piss it away as fast as possible?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the general public.
No. I relate to that. No, what we'll do when we come back, I think that's the parlay. It's 4 legs and it's field goals and under. I think that's the night game parlay from now on.
That's it every week.
I mean, just for Thursday.
Huh?
I can't be big dick swinging on Thursdays, dude. We're not even finished with the week yet.
Well, it's like, yeah, exactly. But you're starting the week. The idea on Thursday is just a sprinkle, just enough to keep you engaged.
Well, that's different now because it's not the start of our week.
But it's like the same thing that I just told you about that parlay deal with the compounding action is similar to like earlier in the year where you bet pretty heavy underdog to win and you parlayed it with the over. And I'm like, hey man, if that's the bet you want to make the bet. And then after the fact, I told you, just so you know, when teams that are that significant, whatever the point was, whatever the spread was, teams that are that much of an underdog, if they win, the under hits like 95% of the time. Stuff like that is things that you eventually learn, you know?
So you're saying you should be parlaying the underdog with the under?
I'm saying if you're taking an underdog to win a game and they're like a touchdown underdog or something like that, the numbers will tell you that the under hits 9 out of 10 times in those games. That's what, and we spoke about it when it happened, but I'm just using it as an example. Things you learn the more you get in the game. If you want to actually make money gambling and win gambling, you got to be prepared to suck eggs for 5 years.
Yeah.
If you want to do it consistently, week in and week out, and use the same bankroll every week, these guys, Vegas has been taking bets since the beginning of time. They know what they're doing. You have to figure
They were
out.
betting on how many fucking pieces of gum they'll find under the table.
They're very good at setting the lines. We talk about shit like that every week. So I like it. I don't dislike the bet. Anything else?
I'm keeping it simple. You know? That's what I'm doing. I'm doing the under. I'm doing Justin Tucker plus 1.5. I don't want to wish for fucking 4 field goals. I just want...
There's no wishing.
I just want the Ravens to get close a few times, and I'll trust Tucker more than I'll trust anybody else.
I feel like you guys are giving way too little credit to the... You're giving way too much credit to the Cincinnati defense. Because I don't think Trey Hendrickson's playing.
I don't think Lamar's been all that good this year.
Yeah, but I also...
He has just as many turnovers as he does touchdowns.
And that would be...
I don't know the number, but Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith were arguing with Dan Orlovsky about it today.
I heard it,
yeah.
and that's gonna be enough for me to be like, you know what? Maybe they're right. You know what I mean? Maybe
Orlovsky's wrong. He's not the first time he's been wrong.
Well, I'm just saying, Shannon Sharp made a lot of good points.
Shannon Sharp knows what the fuck he's talking about, dude. I think it gets lost in the sauce a little bit because Shannon played when football was less, the number one thing that everyone cared in sports, and he definitely played in a time where tight ends aren't these diva position that they are now. People don't really realize how fucking great Shannon Sharp was as a tight end. I think he's on my top 5 of all time tight end.
He is. He's right there.
He's a top 5 tight end.
He's on
top 7.
7.
Top 7.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a top 7 tight end of all time. Again, guy's a Hall of Famer. He knows ball.
Fucking
what?
What his name? Antonio Gonzalez.
No, Tony Gonzalez. Antonio Gates.
Tony Gonzalez.
Antonio Gates.
Gronk.
Kelsey.
Kellen Winslow Jr.
Yeah. You think he's gonna pull Kellen Winslow Jr., dude?
Elite. Absolutely fucking
I'm gonna say,
elite.
who the fuck is that? Like you said, fucking
Elite.
5 or 6 weeks ago.
Miami
Elite,
Hurricanes.
bro.
You know that Miami team everyone talks about, the 2001 Miami team?
He was him.
He was him on that team, dude. That team that also had Willis McGahee and who was the other running back? Was it Edge? Was Edge on that team? Yeah.
Edgerrin James, right?
Willis McGahee, Edgerrin James. The defense had Ray Lewis and what am I blanking right now? It's like one of the most. Oh, Clinton Portis was also on that team, right? Yeah. It's a who's who of NFL Hall of Famers that all played on.
And then
the
it's probably
football
Shannon
team.
Sharp is probably right there. He's probably six. He's probably 6. Yeah, he's probably 6. He's probably 5 or 6, depending on not everybody loved Kellen Winslow in the pros, but I mean he had obviously.
I mean, how far you want to? We're talking all time, so Ditka. Ditka's somewhere up there.
Yeah.
They just happened to play when they threw the ball 14 times a game.
Yeah.
You know.
When it's all said and done,
Will it ever be all said and done?
Kittle's probably going to end top 10 too.
You think?
Kittle gets hurt.
He is the best blocking tight end.
Kittle gets hurt in the counting stats because of how good he is as a blocker.
Yeah.
You can't count successful pass protection.
Right,
know?
but when you look at the overall body of work, you know what I mean? It's tough.
Kittle's going to be a 2-time Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He's going to be an NFL Hall
And
of
the
Famer.
WWE.
And a WWE Hall of Famer.
I don't know. I don't know.
You good?
Am I
You
good?
ready to wrap it up?
I could rap it for one day. I'm fucking.
My man's beat.
I'm
I'm
saying,
not-
like, are
I'm
you
not
good to
beat.
wrap it up?
You
You have
know
anything
what?
else you need to say?
I lost.
You lost what?
The day.
No, I disagree. I think Connor gave me a good report about you today, so I'd say you won the day. We're brought to you by House of Havoc Podcasting, Stay Thirsty Company, Steino Skate Park, and Justin's Shop in West Hampton Beach. Peace out.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.